Всем привет, с вами Спектр Эрик, и мы продолжаем проходить Horizon Zero Dawn.
Or holograms too. Might be worth checking out.
May the ten be with you then.
It's time we shut these rebels down.
I'm going to petition to join.
Blood of the Ten, Eloi. Regala denied. The truth of the visions revealed. I doubt you have enough skin to mark all your deeds.
We'll just have to remember them then.
Well, thanks to you, the chief still lives. And hope remains. But that's not why I wanted to speak with you. I need a favor. A personal one. My grandson, Cavo. He was not counted among the dead, which means he must still be with Regala's remaining forces.
He was taken prisoner.
No. He joined them willingly. Like many young soldiers who seek to mark their skin with distinguished deeds. I must search for him. Convince him to come home. Chief Hikaru cannot spare any soldiers for this task, so my blade is alone in this. Unless you'd be willing to join me. I know it is much to ask after all you've done for us. But Cavo is the last of my blood.
You said Cavo's your last living relative?
Yes. Before Chief Hikaru, the clans warred constantly with each other. Every skirmish claimed another comrade. One by one, I buried my children. And then their children.
I'm sorry.
I tried to vent my grief on the battlefield, but I never found comfort there. Only in the wisdom of the visions. And even so, I still couldn't prevent Cavo from following the trail of blood.
I'll help you find your grandson, if I can. Where do we start?
A while back, our scouts reported Cavo's squad left one of Regala's outposts in the hills to the south. His squad never returned, but the scouts also spotted one of our own being held captive there.
So we'll start at the outpost. If we free the prisoner, maybe they'll know where Cavo's squad went.
Shall we head out?
I have
Встретимся на
some other things
месте.
to take care of first. I can meet you there.
I'll wait for you on the hill crest southeast of the grove. We'll make our way to the outpost from there. Until then, strike true.
Думаю, мы сейчас отнесем эфира Геи, а потом будем вот как раз делать все побочные квесты вокруг вот этой территории. Так, а тут нас чем порадует?
I fear we must lean on your strength and generosity again.
Just tell it to her straight, Ducka. The tribe needs the arena. She's our only hope to getting it open again.
You need the arena? But the cool route's over.
That's true, but we also use the arena to boost the tribe's morale.
We use it for training. Herd in machines so our soldiers can experience the glory of the kill in a controlled setting.
Which, of course, boosts morale. But Chief Hikaru won't let us reopen the arena until the ballista protecting the field is repaired.
We need it in case a machine runs amok, and it was damaged during the cool route. The parts we need aren't easy to find.
I get it. You need me to hunt down some machines and grab the parts.
We'd ask someone else, but every squad in the grove is on alert. But the task is not without compensation, right, Kala?
Of course, once the arena is open again, I would be honored to invite you to compete. A wide variety of machines will be available.
And I will award you prizes for victory, not just from the arena, but also for medals won at hunting grounds. You'll be able to trade them for some of the tribe's very best gear.
To fix the ballista, we'll need
Интересно.
a sinew from a rollerback, along with some bristleback tusks. Both kinds of machines have been spotted near a campfire to the southeast. When you're done, bring the parts to me at the maw of the arena, on the northeast side of the grove.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
One more thing. If you're going back into the wilds, I have another duty tied to our soldiers' morale. A regrettable one. Every Tenakth soldier carries a tag carved with their squad symbol. Rebels have been hoarding the tags of the soldiers they kill. You might find such tags at any enemy outpost. If you do, bring them to me. I'll make sure they're returned to the soldier squad mates and loved ones. Having confirmation sometimes soothes their grief. And there are bounties involved, if that matters to you.
I've always
Конечно.
wanted some of those tags.
I don't have anything to pay you with here. Bring them to me at the maw of the arena when you can.
Thank you, champion. And please don't forget the parts for the ballista.
Куча дел, куча дел. Так, у меня клыки секачей. У меня один клык секача есть. А. А. Так. Право. Ну, вроде все квесты я тут собрал, куча всего еще тут делать. Пойдемте сдадим эфира обратно в лоно Геи, чтобы он там рос и резвился. А мы займемся дальше своими делами.
Like this? Oh, you're not waving a hammer around, Aaron. Try a gentler touch.
And my big sausage fingers don't really do gentle, okay?
Bring it back. Trace the line. To your right. Other right.
I just saw it. It's the one Eloi found up north. Gotcha!
They call it a concussion beat party or something. Yeah, now that's music.
Aloy!
Aaron, you're all better. And you're here.
Well, the world only goes on if you can do your thing. We learn fast enough, we help make that happen. You want all the backup you can get, right?
We still have much training to do, of course. One does not become hunter in a day.
Each seed grows at a pace of its own. Doesn't mean it won't bloom. You should know your Tanakh friend arrived.
Katalo.
I heard their warriors drink people's blood. I want to sleep with one eye open.
I think he's seen enough blood for a lifetime.
I showed him to one of the rooms. He seems to appreciate the privacy.
Looks like you've got things under control. I should get this to Gaia.
Right. We'll keep on training. Catch up as fast as we can.
I'm seeing glyphs in my dreams already.
Well, while you've been off gallivanting around, I've been working with Gaia to find out more about the land gods. So from where I'm standing, you're in need of some training. Come along.
Okay.
Максимально неловко.
Sure that's what the data says.
I'm telling you, it's a drink, but it's soft.
Это что такое?
Is it soft?
It says here it has
Ух, нифига.
bubbles in it.
Сколько всего. Верстак.
We can't expect to make sense out of
О, верстак, это хорошо.
Looks like someone's made this space their own.
I see you found Varl and Zoe's room, Aloy.
Oh.
I believe they wanted private
Oh.
accommodations.
I see.
Извините.
I don't quite understand this.
Ура, тут есть верстак теперь. то, что надо. Ладно, я сейчас со всеми вами поговорю, как только сдам эфир.
Welcome back, Eloi. When you're ready, please merge ether with me.
Это
Afterwards,
что
I must
такое?
discuss an important matter with
Gaia,
you.
what is this?
It is a control console for a drone-based imaging system connected to this dome. I will transmit the relevant data to your focus.
Huh. So this Cyclops is a network of drones to monitor the deteriorating biosphere conditions. I guess it was meant to display on the dome, but the drones aren't connected anymore. If I find the drones out in the wilds, I could get the data from them.
А это случаем не те цветочки?
Restore the display. So, what did you want to
Эфир
discuss?
теперь наш.
While you were away, I received an unusual transmission on my dedicated Eleuthia frequency.
Eleuthia. That's one of the sub-functions you couldn't detect before.
Yes. The transmission occurred so slowly that at first it seemed like an accidental blip of data amongst background static. Once I noticed this irregularity, it took some time to collate the complete message.
Coordinates. Where does it lead?
To a mountain to the northwest of this facility. A word of caution, Eloi. It is possible this transmission is genuine. It is also possible it is being broadcast by someone or something else.
You don't think it's actually Eleuthia?
I am uncertain.
What's SOS?
It is an old world code. A distress signal. A desperate plea for help.
Why would Eleuthia send a coded transmission on a frequency only the two of you can communicate on?
I believe it was done as a precaution to avoid detection, or at least to create the appearance of the desire to do so. I am also uncertain why Eleuthia would expect that I would be able to detect and respond to its distress signal at all. As far as it is aware, I no longer function.
Okay, so either Eleuthia is in trouble and sent the message hoping you were out there.
Скорее всего, это замануха, подстава и засада.
That is my conclusion as well.
Could the Zeniths be sending the transmission?
According to the data I reviewed on your focus, the Zeniths recovered the other Gaia root kernel in the Hades Proving Lab. It is feasible they used it to gain access to my internal frequencies.
So, maybe they sent it thinking you'd respond and reveal your location.
Possibly. However, the transmission is highly irregular. If they intended to provoke me into revealing myself, I would expect the communication to be more routine.
Right. So maybe it's not them then. You said the coordinates lead to a mountain to the northwest. What's there?
I have no record of anything of note in that vicinity.
Okay, and what about the other number in the message? 237. Any idea what that means?
I have queried my available databases, but it does not appear to have any significance. Perhaps its meaning can only be understood at the indicated coordinates.
Интрига.
I'll go to the coordinates and check out the source of the transmission.
All by yourself? Ha! No way.
I included Erend and Varl in this briefing via their focuses. I concur that you should not investigate this alone.
What if it's a trap?
Of course it could be a trap. But if it really is Eleuthia, then it's in trouble, and I need to bring it back. Don't worry. I'll be careful and...
We're coming with you.
Fine. Go grab your things.
We'll wait for you at the west exit, in case you need to upgrade your gear.
А что, нам вот прям обязательно надо идти вот туда прям сразу же? Я как-то не рассчитывал на это. Как бы и так есть чем заняться. О, смотрите-ка. Ничего нельзя сделать, пока эту Элифию не проверишь. Какой интересный сюжетный поворот. Ладно, так, что мы можем здесь? Так. О, хоть мы открыли навык. О, вот так. Давайте его выберем.
Aloy, I was able to unlock another room in the main living area.
Good to know. I'll check it out when I can.
Ну, то есть сейчас. Раз уж мы вынуждены идти куда-то там, значит мы сначала будем осматривать, что у нас тут.
Looks like someone's rearranged stuff in here.
Aloy, I see you found your
О,
room. Your companions thought you would appreciate a private
моя
space of your own.
комната, как мило.
That was thoughtful of them. This is the rite of passage that Vashav gave me at the embassy. I liked him. He seemed like a good man. I think he was really looking forward to going home. My old spear. Rust helped me make it. And I finished my training. Feels like so long ago now.
Правда.
I've been carrying Elizabeth's pendant with me for months. But since we're gonna stay a while, I think I'll keep it here, where it'll be safe.
А все, тут больше ничего такого нету. Так, с этой комнатой мы разобрались.
Door won't open. Guess Gaia hasn't been able to restore access yet. Gaia, what was this room for?
This was intended to be a recreational room for control center operatives. Unfortunately, the entertainment modules were lost with the Apollo database.
Oh, let's do that. It's no good. Can't use the protester on that.
Ну-ка, давайте заценим.
There's data here. Another room. What for?
Какое полезное барахло. Ладно, так тоже сойдет.
Oh, I'm back in the sleeping quarters. Looks like Arendt and Catalo moved their stuff in.
Миленько. Мальчики будут комнату делить.
Where have I seen these before?
Holograms. Gaia, I thought you said the data here was lost.
I was able to repurpose the equipment to store the data you have acquired in your travels.
Так, это Варл и Зоя, понятно.
Strange.
Чё? Поговорим с тобой чуть-чуть попозже. Так, ну тут я ничего не могу все еще сделать. Ну да ладно.
Aloy,
It's good
Здрасте.
to see you. I'm guessing you've got a lot of questions.
I've been told of our enemy and their intentions. Your friends showed me to the vision you keep in this place, Gaia, and gave me this focus. I don't pretend to fully understand everything, but all I really need to know is where to train and when to fight.
Welcome to the team, then. What are you looking at over there?
The others have been helping me decipher the symbols the focus shows me. So, I thought I'd try to understand the weapon you intend to use against the enemy. This Hephaestus, it will be able to make machines that answer to Gaia?
Yes,
How many?
as many as we need.
Such power. Has the world ever seen the like?
Ну, вообще, как будто бы да.
Now that you know who the enemy is, do you have any questions?
I'll admit, I find them hard to grasp. From the heavens. And invulnerable.
For now.
I will leave the strategy to you. I trust you will point my blade where it will cut the deepest.
You've had some time with the team now. Any thoughts?
I admit, I was surprised to see Nutaru here. Farmers don't make for effective soldiers.
I'm told she rallied some in her tribe against the Karja, and fought all the way to Barren Light.
Interesting. Perhaps I am mistaken.
Вот так вот.
I should go. Feel free to check in on Hikaru and your people.
I should go.
Door's always open here.
I will.
Командор Шепард
I
покусала ее,
overheard
что ли?
that Varl and Erend are to accompany you on a mission. Do you require my assistance?
I'd rather have you and Zoe guard the base while we're away.
It shall be done. May the Ten walk with you.
Что там нам Зоя расскажет нового? Не Зоя, а Зо.
Varl looks happy about his training partner.
Learning is best done together.
I see you've settled in.
Gaia did say this place was built for us, so we could regain control of our lands with her terraforming system. Nurture them like the land gods do Plainsong's fields. It does strike me as odd that a place of life should have so much metal.
You've spoken with Kotalo?
A few words. Tanakh don't have much use for us outsiders. You must have made quite the impression for him to offer his fealty.
You've been getting to know Erend, I assume?
Of course. Any friend of Varl's is a friend of mine. In this case, a very loud friend.
Right, I should probably go.
Is it true you're investigating a signal coming from one of Gaia's seedlings?
Maybe. We'll know for sure when we check it out.
Be careful.
We will.
Так, ну мы вроде со всеми поговорили, все обсудили. Правильно? Пойдемте узнаем, что там происходит.
There she is. You ready to head out?
Ну, вроде как да.
Let's go.
Look at us. 3 battle-hardened badasses forging into the unknown. This ought to be good.
This distress call. Had to be up a really steep mountain, huh?
У них даже перчаток никаких нету. Так. Что-то нехорошее происходит. О, это тоже эта мадама. Зенитовцы. Фига она такая намодная, на стиле. О, смотрите-ка, ее таки смогли проткнуть.
Well, that takes the keg.
Burrow, see if there's anything over there.
On it.
We'll check out the battlefield. Let's start with that zenith.
А ты не хочешь с тетки начать?
Oh, there are obviously more zeniths than we know about.
Can't believe you fought one of them.
It snows. Almost didn't
Вербена.
make it.
Ее таки проткнуло.
Whatever the rebels did, it took down her shield. But why was she here? I can access her last communication file, but I'll use my focus to scan the battlefield too.
What about that crazy weapon the Zenith had?
What?
It looked like she can make
Hello,
it come and
Verbena?
go at will,
What do you have for me?
but it's gone now.
I checked everywhere, still no sign of the asset.
Well, go do
Can
your
we
thing.
call off this pointless
I'll wait
search
here.
already? Let's not forget who let it slip away in the first place. Now, I'd like to see results by nightfall. Do you think you can manage that? Hold on. I think I see something.
The Spectre had instructions to assist recovery of the asset. I wonder what this asset is.
Скажи, а баллиста это где была? А, вон там она была.
An Oseram with a focus. Looks like he was sending data on the weapons somewhere else. Weapon's still hot. I need to know how it worked. But I'll have to check on it once it's cooled off.
Угу. А что еще? Тут что-то лежит. Тут кто-то спал.
Looks like the rebels camped here for a while. Are they watching this area? All right. I think I have an idea what happened here. I better get back to Erend.
Ну чё, мятежники тут тусили, появилась Вербена, они на нее напали, они убили друг друга. Так получается.
All right, she who sees the unseen. What did you find out?
This was a carefully planned attack. I found camping gear up there. The rebels must have been staking out this place for at least a few days. They were waiting for the Zeniths to show up, all so that they could test that weapon. The Zeniths have a personal shield that makes them invulnerable, but somehow the weapon got rid of it. The Osram that was operating it was sending data on it somewhere else. It was probably just a prototype.
I've known tinkers that do that. I'd do a little trial run before breaking out the real thing. Well, I guess it's still a work in progress, if it blew up.
She was searching for something she lost. Her drone had instructions to recover something called the asset.
The asset? Is that the sub-function thing that you said could be here? Eleuthia?
I'm not sure. Come on, let's go talk to Varl. That's a long way down.
Something tunneled straight down into the mountain. Looks recent.
Whatever it was, it must have been powerful. That Zenith the rebels killed was looking for something called the asset. I don't know what it is, but my guess is it's somewhere down there.
All right, so we head down.
Erend, stay here and stand watch. That Zenith isn't the only one of its kind. I don't want to be caught by surprise if the others show up. Contact us by focus if you see anything.
Okay. Any trouble shows up, I'll call you.
Let's go. There's some kind of old world ruin down here.
You said the
Интересно
Zeniths
все.
have their own backup of Gaia, right?
Yeah, from the proving lab.
So maybe they were after Eleuthia. Found its hiding spot, so it sent the distress signal.
Maybe.
Барахлишко мое, барахлишко. Идем дальше.
Looks like some kind of data center. I might be able to access the facility systems from that console. I've never seen a transmitter like this before. Looks like it's self-destructed.
Зенитовский, скорее всего.
This was a Far Zenith research lab. Looks like a lot of data was beamcast from here recently. From that device nearby.
So Eleuthia's gone?
If it was ever here, then probably. But then why were the Zeniths still searching for the asset? Let's keep looking around.
Нигде ничего больше.
So, exploring another Far Zenith ruin.
At least this one doesn't seem to have giant killer machines.
Пока что. Че успеет она появиться?
Or anything you can blow up.
Вот лестница наверх, лестница вниз. Вниз, наверное, бы как будто бы логичнее идти, поэтому давайте начнем сверху. Или нет? Так, туда мне не пройти.
all this stuff. Wonder what they were doing here.
Well, knowing Far Zenith, probably discovering amazing things. For their own benefit.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Ectogenic chambers. Like the ones I saw
Так.
inside a Zero Dawn cradle facility.
Даже не
What were they
знаю.
for?
Ладно.
Remember when I told you I was made, not born? This is how.
A machine that makes a person. That's incredible.
Yeah. This place keeps on going. We better check in that room.
Сначала пойти тут подвал проверить, а то мы сейчас таки углубимся непонятно куда. Подвал не осмотрим.
Find anything that might tell us what the asset is?
I don't think so.
Так, ну все, с подвалом мы закончили. Все полуталось. Вот. Можно возвращаться наверх.
This place is huge.
Или...
Some kind of storage room, maybe.
Да, я пришел.
Maybe the asset is in here somewhere.
If it is, somehow the Zenith couldn't find it. Let's look around. So, how is Erend taking all of this? Really?
Well, Gaia, the Zeniths, the Focus. It's a lot. But when I caught up to him in the Daunt and said he needed our help, he dropped everything and turned around.
Well, he's loyal. That's for sure. A control console. To access the storage units.
Can it tell us if the asset is in one of them?
Well, let's find out.
Ну, барахла тут дофига, это вот точно. В принципе, я даже и не против. Барахло — это хорошо. Слушай, а где ты увидел сундук? Ну да ладно.
.36 containers in storage. Please enter the container number you'd like to retrieve.
236?
237. Вот что значили эти цифры. Может, это? Еще один наш клон? Наша сестра? Да, это действительно она. Да, она послала сигнал. СОС.
It's you. Skin's like ice.
Must have cut this from her head. But why?
Hello, Elizabeth. Apologies, I don't know what else to call you. My name is Beta. I'm afraid I must be brief. I only have a few minutes before my keepers discover I'm missing, and I still need to remove this implant. I had hoped to find shelter with you, but if you're viewing this, I may be dead. Be careful when you take on Farsiness. They are ruthless, and they have Eleuthia, Artemis, and Apollo. But at least they don't have the Gaia kernel to merge them with.
Вторая копия гея.
She's still alive.
We need to get her back to.
Oh shit, they can fly. Eloi. Eloi, can you hear me through this thing?
What's going on, Aaron?
Two of those spectral things just fell out of the sky. One of them is heading down towards you. The other one's waiting up here.
We're coming up. Stay in cover until I get there.
You got it.
Нам надо еще и Бету спасать.
Whatever happens, she stays with us.
I'll protect her.
Нам надо завалить Спектра.
I should prepare before the Spectre gets here. I can't let it get through to Varl and the clone.
Как ты себе это все представляешь, моя хорошая? Ну давай натыкаем ловушек, я не знаю. Растяжек. Нет? Допустим. Так, у него уязвимость к яду. Твою мать! Ты чё такой шустрый? Фига. Давай, Элой, подъем. Ну-ка, и что твое зелье мне сделает? Как будто бы огонь не очень его помогает. Ну, да, боже мой, подсветись. А, не, огонь вообще на него не оказывает эффекта. Нужна коррозия. Да чтоб тебя! Живи, 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 живи. Да чтоб тебя, тя-тя-тя-тя. О, тут что-то хорошо было. Где он? Опа, убили его. Ух.
Are you okay, Eloi? Yeah, I'm heading up top. Stay down here with the clone for now.
Так, а, и там же еще второй нас ждет, да?
I'll follow once the coast is clear.
Ничего, его мы вот этими копьями встретим. Правильно? Ситуация прям выходит слегка из-под контроля. Но по сути эти спектры это те же машины, просто более модные, продвинутые.
Aloy! Ah!
Erend!
And the Spectre's dug its heels in. It's got me pinned down.
Да я бегу.
Hang tight. I'm almost there.
Just hurry.
Просто как кто вот этот туннель продурил?
Gotta get to Erend.
Призрак? Беги, Элой, беги.
Erend, I'm here.
Watch out. That thing shoots down the center.
Stay put. I'll see what I can do.
The second you need me, I'm there.
Spectre's not budging from that spot. I won't be able to sneak up on it if I stay out of its line of fire. Fight if I take that thing head on. Shields down! It's on the move!
Oh, they felt that one. Come here.
Знаете, в задницу копье. На еще. Все, больше нету. Ладно, теперь попробуем решить. А. О, завалили его. Хорошо. Вот эти копья прям вообще отлично с ним разобрались.
Aloy, she's... Look, I swear I'm not drunk, but right now I'm seeing double.
Long story, but it'll have to wait.
She needs a healer, but we need to get her back to the base immediately.
Right. Yeah. Well, what are we waiting for then?
You two go on ahead. I need to take another look at that weapon. If I can figure out how that thing works, maybe the Zeniths won't be so invincible after all.
Ничего такого особого. Ну да ладно. Ну, эта фигня остыла, наконец.
No. Damn it.
Сгорела, но не полностью.
Well, it's better than nothing. I need to get the weapon fragment to Gaia to analyze. If we can replicate it, maybe we'll have a way to defeat the Zeniths. I should check on the clone too.
Это что
Burl,
такое?
where's our guest?
We're in the maintenance corridor below the control room.
Okay.
Давайте начнем с Геи.
Welcome back. Aloy, I see we have a new guest. So now we know the origin of the transmission.
Yeah. I also recovered this. The weapon it was part of somehow stripped a Zenith of its shield, but it malfunctioned and blew up. If we can recreate the weapon and improve it, maybe we'll gain the upper hand on the Zeniths.
A moment, I will scan it. Complete. By combining the results with data from your focus, I can infer that the weapon was highly advanced, comparable to Zenith technology, but not how it worked.
Did the explosion corrupt the data?
It was only a catalyst. The moment the weapon malfunctioned, it appears a command executed to purge all data within its core. Ostensibly, this was to prevent the weapon's secrets from falling into enemy hands.
Умно и хитро слишком.
This weapon knew how to cover their tracks.
Silence.
Based on your data on him, that is my conclusion as well.
And he's not gonna cooperate with us. Well, it was worth a shot. But that's not all. The Zeniths got Eleuthia, along with Artemis and Apollo.
That is unfortunate. However, our original plan remains unchanged. The two remaining subordinate functions should increase my heuristic processing density enough to absorb Hephaestus.
Right. One problem at a time. Well, I guess I better check on the clone before I head back out there.
Yes. She retreated to the maintenance corridor directly below us. Varl is with her.
Right. Thanks, Gaia.
Так, с Гаей мы поговорили. Пойдемте теперь пообщаемся с самим собой.
Eloi, glad you made it back okay. She panicked after waking up and stumbled down here. I thought it best to wait for you.
I'll talk to her. Hello? It's Beta, right? My name's Eloi. What's wrong? Is it your injury?
Simulacrum withdrawal syndrome.
I don't understand.
Sudden removal of a neurologically integrated data device. The brain, especially the cerebellum, goes into a kind of sensory freefall. Everything real feels unreal. Distant.
Is there anything that can help?
Do you have a focus to spare? It's primitive, but I can make it work.
Yeah.
Booting up. So, Aloy, I suppose you want information.
About you and the Zeniths? Yeah. Why are they here? What do they want? How did they get you? But let's start at the beginning. I'm guessing they faked the destruction of their ship 1,000 years ago?
That seems consistent with their behavior. They wouldn't want to be followed.
So far, Zenith established a colony world after all.
Yes, for a few hundred years, but it didn't last. Some sort of natural disaster rendered it uninhabitable.
Okay, so the descendants of Far Zenith escaped a dying planet, and now they want to claim Earth for themselves?
Not their descendants.
What?
Not their descendants. It's them. The same ones who left Earth 1,000 years ago. You didn't know?
How can they still be alive? They don't even look... What do they do to themselves?
I believe it's a combination of pharmaceutical, cellular treatments, and technological implants.
And you? Does that mean that you're...
I'm not like them. I was made. On the way to Earth. On the ship. I spent years studying in my training interface, so that I could serve my function.
Access and control of the terraforming system. But why? What do the Zeniths want with it?
When I discovered the Zero Dawn system had disseminated into its subcomponents, I thought my purpose was to fix it. But I don't think the Zeniths want that at all. I think they want to wipe Earth clean and start over.
Опять?
So the Zeniths want to exterminate life on Earth. That's what Gaia and I concluded too.
Это они, наверное, и послали сигнал Аиду.
When they took me on missions with them, I saw how they butchered the tribal people we encountered. They didn't seem to care about a rejuvenated Earth, so I concluded that they must want a hard reboot of the system. Then they can redesign it to be exactly what they want.
Mass extinction for their own comfort? Who thinks like that? Well, without their Gaia kernel, they'll have a hard time doing that. So we're dealing with the same Far Zenith people who once lived on Earth. What else do you know about them?
They were some of the most affluent and powerful people on Earth. They controlled almost every major resource, every industry. Gerard commands them. He's the one who decided to set up a base. The others, Eric, Tilda, Verbena, they resent his authority over them, but in the end, they always do what he says.
Eric. He's the one I fought back in the Hades Proving Lab.
Угу. А Вербена мертва.
Yeah, I know. The Zeniths needed Elizabeth's gene print to access Zero Dawn facilities. So they made you. Trained you. And you went along with it?
They told me I was born to interface with the Zero Dawn system. When we reached Earth, I pieced together what must have happened to Gaia and her subordinate functions. That's when I started to realize I wasn't meant to fix Gaia. That they must have made me so I could do what their remote extinction signal failed to do. Reboot Earth for their own benefit.
So you know about the extinction signal?
It was speculation, but the only logical conclusion why Gaia suddenly self-destructed after operating efficiently for centuries. Gaia would have only undertaken such a desperate course of action if it had detected a threat to life on Earth that was more dangerous than ceasing function altogether. I should have realized that she would also order the recreation of Elizabeth Sobek to rebuild her.
Yeah, well, surprise. You mentioned the Zenith set up a base here on Earth. Where is it?
Off the coast, I think. Whenever I had to go on missions, I was transported inside of a Spectre drone. I couldn't see anything outside. But I did overhear the Zeniths talking about it once. They were discussing setting up a perimeter energy shield to repel the local fauna. I'm certain they have other security measures. Spectre patrols, machine lures. It must be impregnable.
What's inside the base?
Launch facilities, so they can shuttle back and forth to their ship in orbit. Plus infrastructure to gather materials and fabricate anything they need.
Are there more Zeniths than the ones you met?
I'm not sure. I suppose there must be more of them in the base or back on the ship. For all I know, there could be more of them out in space. Other survivors of the colony.
Нехорошо.
And the Sirius system was destroyed. What happened?
All I was ever told was that a natural disaster forced them to leave Sirius. I've speculated that it was an extrasolar object or a cataclysmic seismic event. Or maybe even an abnormally violent coronal mass ejection from Sirius A.
The Zeniths never told you any details.
They said the only thing that mattered was that they survived. First Earth, 1,000 years ago, and then Sirius.
Guess they survived old age too. How did you escape the Zeniths?
Before the Hades Proving Lab, I never thought I'd get away from them. Even if I were to run. I'd never survive on my own in the wilds. But then I saw you. And I thought that maybe you could help me. So when the Zeniths pinpointed Eluthia's location in the biomedical research facility, I saw an opportunity.
You said you saw an opportunity to escape when you went to capture Eluthia. What did you do, exactly?
Whenever I was taken out on a mission to recover a subordinate function, only one of the Zeniths would go with me.
The one the rebels killed, outside the facility.
Baina's dead? How did they bypass her shield?
I'm looking into it. But you were talking about your escape?
Well, when it was time to use the Zenith's transmitter to send Eluthia back to base, I also sent the encrypted transmission. Then I distracted Verbena long enough to seal myself in the ectogenic chamber, altering the facility's log so it appeared that there were only 236 containers.
And the Gaia root kernel?
I told them I could capture Eluthia faster if I had it with me, and they believed me.
Well done. You said you were born on the way to Earth. In an artificial womb, I'm guessing?
The Zeniths had an ectogenic chamber aboard the ship. An updated version of the one you found me in. They must have used a stored sample of Elizabeth's DNA.
I doubt Elizabeth would have let them take her DNA. Do you know how they got it?
That wasn't part of the archive I was allowed to access.
You said you spent years
Нам бы добраться до
studying
этого
the control
архива.
interface. Was this archive you mentioned?
Аполлон, наверное.
But only the parts I was permitted to access. Aristotle and Aspasia, the avatars of the archive, would assign me learning modules and evaluate my progress.
Wait, those names. They were designed to be the virtual guides for the Apollo database. Before Ted Faro purged it.
The Zeniths have a copy.
So it still exists. And you got to learn from it.
Only what was deemed pertinent to the mission. If I requested information outside of my parameters, my tutors would deny it.
To have all that knowledge, just out of reach. Must have been frustrating. All right.
Столько событий.
Do you want to come upstairs, or...
So how long? You know, your plan. How long before Gaius fabricated a machine army to defeat the Zeniths?
How did you know?
Optimal strategy, so?
Well, I still have to get 2 more subordinate functions before Gaia's powerful enough to absorb Hephaestus.
What? You don't have Hephaestus already?
Gaia's still figuring out how to capture it. It's not confined to a single... To a single location, of course not!
You don't even know who the Zeniths really are. You were supposed to be further along by now. Coming here was a mistake.
Эй, а может что это? Тебя спасли тут вообще-то.
This was all for nothing. They're not going to find us. Gaia's using Minerva to mask our location.
What difference does it make? You're too far behind. We're never going to beat them. Everything. Everyone. I'm going to die.
Hey. Calm down. You're here now, right? So is there anything you can do to help?
I have certain knowledge sets. And given your state of progress, expertise you probably lack. Geoengineering, of course. Computer science, physics, biology, chemistry. Okay. Well, see if you can do something with that. Talk to Gaia. I'll check on you later.
How'd it go?
Her engine's not
Так
that
себе.
bad, but I think she regrets coming here. Feeling might be mutual.
I'll come back later and talk to her. See if I can learn anything.
So I guess we won't be making use of
Найдена бета. О,
Simon's weapon. And now there is
огонь.
another clone of Elizabeth here with us. But I can't let it distract me.
Так,
I still have 2 more sub-functions to get.
что это? Что это? А, побочка прямо по центру. Интересно, а тут же нету возможности сохраняться, я ж правильно понимаю, чтобы сохраниться внутри базы, это надо выйти, правильно? Да, вон он костер. Давайте выйдем, сохранимся, столько всего сделали, чтобы гарантированно не потерять. Оу, сколько времени уже прошло. Что ж, на этом серия подходит к концу. Спасибо, что вы были со мной, и я надеюсь, увидимся когда-нибудь в ближайшее время. Пока-пока.